Welcome to episode 1 of Fire Broadside Cannons Podcast. Not to be confused with the hour-long beta special. Here on the podcast, we talk about all things weird, music, cultural crap, video games, TV, yada yada.
Tribal stuff.
Tribal nonsense. With you as always, Nick and Mike.
Hello.
We don't have a guest today because it's episode 1. Get over it. Today's topic, we're going to talk about tattoos in the workplace. Just overall professional corporate stuff. Because, most places, still don't allow it. They're getting better with it. They're still not all about it. And I think that's dumb. Me and Mike both have tattoos. I have 6 that vary from size and detail.
I've got a 3/4 sleeve.
Yeah, he's got he's had a few sessions, but it's all one arm. But it's one of those things where it's people. I guess the biggest argument is that people are always oh, it's not professional. It's okay, no, that's got nothing to do with my work ethic.
It's demeanor. It's everything about.
I get that stereotypes come with it, but yeah, it is tactful. My biggest example is always if I'm a corporate guy that allows tattoos, and I've got 2 candidates that come in. One guy's got a lotus flower on his neck, and the other guy's got a swastika.
Right.
Or the other spectrum, Hood Rat 919. Clearly, the best choice here is going to be the lotus flower. It's a nice piece, probably, hopefully, even if it's crayon, even if it's crayon style, it's still better. The content,
it's not offensive.
That's basically what I'm trying to say. Is I think it should be more about content based than it is the fact that I actually have a tattoo. If I've got boobs on my hand, probably not the best place for me to be around your kids.
Although it's a pretty nice place to be in general.
It is a pretty nice place to be, though. When you got tattoos.
You got boobs on your hands.
Boobs on your hands. You're set for life.
You're having a real good day.
When are you having a bad day? You're I got to sign something. Oh, what up, boobs? Hey, you look nice today.
But, and it doesn't come down to discrimination of the quality of the tattoo itself. It's just, don't get an offensive tattoo or don't get a tattoo that you're going to have to granted, people are going to ask you if you've got some sort of weird, a mandala or something like that. People are going to ask you about the meaning, but don't get a tattoo that is it walks the line so heavily that you're going to have to explain it to people.
Well, that's not even that. If you get a tattoo that you've got to explain to people that means something to you, cool.
That's fine.
But don't get something just to push the envelope, or at least if you're going to do that, put it somewhere where you're going to be covered up regardless. On my rib cage, I have a fancy tiger with a top hat and monocle, and he just happens to have a gun in his mouth, blowing his brains out. So, granted, I'm not going to walk around the office shirtless. That's not going to happen. Now, if there's a pool party convention, work style, whatever, office retreat, that's a different story. But, again, I'm not walking around hey, guys, what's up? Yeah, I'm just, I didn't really wear my shirt today, so I just didn't. Okay, they're still gonna want the professionalist clothes. I'm cool with still button ups, polo or something like that. My dad, works at Quintiles. It's a pretty big pharmaceutical company. He does computer programming, and he's got a pretty high position. I forget what it's. He's a director or something. He still wears polos every now and then. He'll do button ups and stuff, but he rocks a polo, some dress pants, dress shoes. There's nothing wrong with that. And if he had tattoo sleeves, cool. I don't get somebody stabbing a baby in the face though. It's not.
It's not correlated, and I mean the thing is that it kind of drags over from, and obviously the ideals behind what tattoos are and really the process. One of the things that I found being a part of a lot of Facebook groups and different forums about tattoos is that the people that argue against them most vividly understand nothing about the process whatsoever.
Definitely don't have one themselves.
They don't have one themselves. And if they do, it was back when you're a fucking sailor and you go to your local shop and there weren't any sanitation policies and you might have hepatitis B. Now, things have changed. For those of us that aren't on our deathbeds, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, yeah, it's painful. Yes, it's painful. But like, and the argument that if it's painful, it must be defacing your body in one way, shape, or form. Well, cool. Next time you get sick with rabies and you need to go get a booster shot, remember that because it's painful, you're defacing yourself. So give yourself 10 days till the brain.
Which, I think at that point, somebody will still argue some other strange loophole. Like, oh no, that's because you can't let yourself die because that'd be killing yourself, and that's bad. And
we're not against folks who don't have tattoos.
It's my mom doesn't have one.
She's fine with them. I'd love her to get one. I'm going to keep trying to convince her to get one because I think
your mom would be pretty
flourishing for such a personality
nice,
like that.
Even what was I going to say? Like a cherry blossom, something. Just something nice.
Something nice. To me, it's a very it's indicative of one. Not that you have pain tolerance, but it's one that you're willing to
go that far for something you believe in. Which is why when you get a weird tattoo, it's a weird.
Right.
It's a weird. Like I've got on my leg, I've got Chunimal tattoos. If you guys don't know what Chunimals is, look it up. CHOONIMALS. It's an awesome clothing brand. I like getting some of their tattooed animals because they look funny. But like that, my mom was yelling at me about that. She's like, well, that doesn't mean anything. I'm like, so? But then I've got tattoos that do mean stuff to me. It's just how it is.
And to bring back, also, I'm eating Chinese food. Every time we do this, I'm going to be eating ice cream or food.
He's going to be eating something. We're also doing this not as late as last time, but we just had a jog and stuff, so we're tired.
It's 12:30, so
maybe next time we'll do it midday. But
so
anyway, yeah. Side dragging.
To those who are very elitist about tattoos, whether you be an artist.
If you're an artist, I'm down with you kind of being an elitist because it's you kind of have to in that field.
Potentially, but at the same time, it's also the folks who, if somebody gets a poor work done because they made an impulsive decision and they go to a shit shop. That sucks. That's not good.
Yeah, that blows.
That should not happen. You should not do that, though. Don't go to tattoo shops near military bases. People who don't understand that, my brother's infantry, quick trick. If you're in a military city, if you're in Fayetteville, North Carolina, if you're in Louisville, Kentucky, do not go to a tattoo shop that is near a military base because they open up near military bases because a lot of soldiers are bored with a lot of money. They're not good artists. And so my thing is, without being an elitist...
Well, I'm sure there's exceptions.
Of course there are exceptions.
But in general
don't go... That's why they open there. Because they're they don't care about the quality.
You're always going to have clientele. You're not even getting out of namesake. You're just strictly there out of your position.
Personally, I'm not a huge fan of... I don't understand getting your area code tattooed on you because
that makes no sense.
To me, I've never I've never felt that way about a city that I'm from.
Who cares?
My brother has the Detroit D.
That and that's not terrible.
I still want to kick his ass.
That's still dumb though. But that to me, that's as dumb as people getting their initials, those are fancy initials on their car. Mm-hmm. It's your fucking car.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I just gonna walk up and be like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take this car today. Oh wait, it belongs to somebody.
I know.
Let me walk away from it. But that are on your own body. I've seen people do their own initials on their body. I'm like, are you gonna lose your memory at some point?
Good friend of mine, won't say his name on here, has his name tattooed. It takes up the entirety of his forearm, the entirety, and it's in this super brutal grindcore font, and you can read it backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
And when asked by his parents, when we were both I was 18, he was 18, I had to go over to his house and explain why he was getting his name tattooed on his arm. I hadn't heard his rebuttal yet, but his only rebuttal was, it's my name. What could be more important to me? Well, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's so,
But at the same time, for pieces like Nick's Chunimal tattoos,
I think they're funny and cool. And I support the company.
The thing is that don't be an elitist over, that tattoo, you didn't get that tattoo because, someone in your family died. You got it just because you want to
do it out of quality.
Do whatever you do if it makes sense to you. My thing is skin is blank. Skin that does not have tattoo ink on it, that is not scarred the fuck up, is empty. So that's just how I feel. So for me to get something to fill in space because I think it would look good in that area is the same as me customizing a character on a video game.
Or like your car.
Or my car, or whatever. Like everybody has their preferences.
I bought this couch not to sit on, but to look good
but to look good as well as
foyer thing.
Right.
But like Dan's got a bunch of really cool tattoos.
Yeah, he does.
And they're random.
Jordan does too.
But Jordan does too, but they're all cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jordan has one, he's got the Vermin Mary. So it's a rat that looks like, that's got the clothing of like what the Virgin Mary wears. And it's not anything like against religion, but it's because he had a pet rat with some friends that just got pregnant somehow. Like it stayed in the cage all the time, like just pregnant babies, good to go. Oh my God. And that's why he got it, because he actually really liked that pet.
Yeah.
But Dan's got cool things, like on his arm, he's got the cool tiger shark, where it's like a shark, but with its tiger designed, with the stripes and stuff. But it's in an older style too. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Or he's got a random spike maul mace. The mace.
Yeah.
Like the one with the chain.
Yeah. Oh.
And just a random. It looks dope.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things. If he comes in, that he's got Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks from hockey and stuff like that, and it's that's really cool stuff. And he doesn't really have anything that just screams fuck down his arm.
I know people who do. I know people who have really vulgar and just in your face tattoos. And the thing is, it's as a matter of fact, because they don't know who I am, I'm going to call this shop out. Twisted Sixes in Durham, North Carolina. Decent artists, do not go there. Don't go there. Walked in there. Buddy of mine was getting some tattoos done. All I have to say is, first thing I walked into, a full torso-sized swastika. A guy had from just below his neck to his pelvis swastika. Of course, it's all just redneck white dudes walking around with no shirts.
Why? Okay,
they're listening to Every Time I Die in Deftones, which is cool.
No, don't bastardize that.
But yes, dude has swastika from throat to stomach. And
why?
It's I understand. I'm not super, super educated in all that stuff. I do understand the meaning. I do.
I get that it comes from something else other than the Nazis, and the Nazis took it, but it's still one of those things. It's let's be real.
Let's be real. What did it turn into? Getting the N-word tattooed. Well, it was a word before it was used for black people. Come on. Okay, right, but don't.
A lot of words have been like that, and they've transformed into something else, and you just can't. You just can't touch it anymore.
You don't freely throw around the word gay anymore, using it as happy, that.
It used to be happy, and then it came down to homosexual, and now it's used as stupid.
Yeah. Now it's derogatory rather than, what it actually is, which is just a preference.
My goodness.
So.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't like Twisted Sixes.
It's just,
I've never heard good things
when you go to a shop. Pay attention to who the people are as people. Don't just go in there.
That's my thing is I always want with my tattoo artists, I want to be cool dudes. We don't have to hang out.
But we gotta be.
But if I plan on being a regular, I'm not just gonna come in and Stop and Shop, and I realize I kind of have to prove that.
Yeah.
But it's I almost feel like they prefer that if you become buddy with them, because then they always know you're gonna come in and get work done.
They know they've got business. They also know that they can rely on you if they need you.
And then that way too that they actually care, and you're not just I'm just gotta make the money off of this guy and just do whatever dumb tattoo I'm gonna do.
My thing is, don't be, for the folks out there who don't have tattoos, or maybe you're 18 and you're just kind of waiting on getting the money together. Don't get something impulsive and dumb. Don't get something that you're just oh, that looks cool. But do some real thinking.
Well, that's funny because my mom, she was talking about she has a tattoo.
Yeah.
My mom was trying to give me the lecture of oh, you don't get more tattoos. I mean, I have one, but you're getting so many so soon. I'm all right, Mom, cool your jets. But that first tattoo it looked like a bullet hole. I forget what it was supposed to be, but it was not. It was a $50 size, and it looked terrible.
It's on her back.
No, it was
There?
pelvis area, gross area
How
for my
big
mom
is
to
it?
get a tattoo. Like at first it was like I'm saying, no bigger than $50.
Yeah.
Then she hated it so much because she got a shitty tattoo, shitty work done. Like you just walked in the first shop, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's do it. She got it redone in Guatemala. And the story behind that, too, is like, he had the queen needles, but there really wasn't a floor, and it was basically in a shack. And the guy had, like, half of his teeth missing, and the ones he did have were silver.
Oh.
And he looked brutal.
Yeah?
But he was apparently the nicest dude ever. Did like a cool, like, kind of Aztec-looking sun to cover it. But it was still like, you see, Mom, like at least my first tattoo was a pretty good quality.
Yeah.
Long time I thought about it. Now, a couple ones after, Yeah. Yeah. But, it's whatever. So.
I mean, get what you like. Get what you like. Get something that you're proud of. I had a buddy, actually, one of my really good friends who I grew up with. He recently decided he didn't want any tattoos, and at that point I was like, good, you don't need them because if you're so quick. He was going to get a tiger standing by a cherry blossom tree on his arm because he saw it in a book at a tattoo shop.
That's my thing. Like, don't book it.
Dude, I caught him so hard. He found it and was like, I want that piece. And I'm like, somebody sat at home and drew that entire book to sell it to tattoo shops. Yeah. Don't get that. Everybody's got that. No disses to cherry blossoms or
no cherry, but like that's my thing though. It's like if you're gonna do it, imagine something like the one on my ribs that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like my brother came up with that on his own.
Yeah.
I've never seen that anywhere else, and I was like, I want that.
Yeah.
And I even asked him, I was like, is it cool? And he was like, well, I mean, I'm not getting a tattoo. And I was like, dope.
Yeah.
Done.
It's relevant because it's your brother.
Yeah. That's like still within the family, but it's like. Don't just book a tattoo. Like, go home, think about what you want. Even if you can't draw, think about what you want. Go talk to a tattoo artist. He would love, I'm sure, to make a really awesome custom piece it's his artwork.
Think about...
And I bet you he's going to draw it better than probably what you're imagining it.
Exactly. And that's the other... And don't be so... frustratingly detail specific that they get no breathing space.
Don't get too give them like the
give them
flex.
Their artistic creativity. One, they're not going to charge you out the wazoo normally if you give them their space.
Yeah.
If you make it, it's got to be.
He's got to be at this angle, holding this type of blade.
I want Conti from Fooly Cooley, but he's got to be done watercolor style. When you say things like that, then people are like, okay. Cool. So you want something very specific, and then they're freaking out the entire time because if they screw up, you're gonna flip.
Which people bitch and moan, I'm sure, at tattoo shops anyway.
All the time. But it's like one of those things.
That's why most like good shops will have the doorman that's not there to do tattoos, just to talk to people.
Exactly.
Because he'll just be like, I mean, do you want one? Like he almost tries to talk you out of it.
True.
Unless you're dedicated enough.
And honestly, you really should be because some of the. One of my really good buds in Michigan, too, he actually got his first tattoo as a facial tattoo on his cheek.
Do you see? That's dumb. Like, if you're doing hands, throat, face as your first tattoo, neck, I feel like I missed. Did I say that?
If you get this, if you said throat, but if you get
the side of the neck, the back of the neck, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Even if it's a cool tattoo, what are you doing?
I'm all down for hands. I'm down for feet. I plan on getting a neck tattoo at some point.
I want one too.
I'm down
I want to be covered, but it's
all of it. But keep in mind, you literally can have almost any tattoo anywhere as long as it's not super out there and offensive. As long as you don't touch your knuckles, you try not to touch your hands too much. You don't touch your throat, and you do not touch your face.
But that's the thing, like, with the tattoo acceptance in the workplace, like, I want to get to a place where I can free chat, and it's okay, and we get to a time. Probably not going to happen in the next couple of years. We got some other issues we're working out, but it's one of those things where it's like, wait.
Yeah.
Why do that as your first tattoo? Wait
a bit. Exactly. I mean, like, it literally, it'll make all the difference.
Like, unless you plan on working at a Hot Topic. Or like a garage for the rest of your life.
Tell you right now.
Stop. It's a shitty job.
It's not worth it.
If you're a mechanic, I don't know. I mean, people make a pretty good living off being a mechanic, but don't do like, I work at Jiffy Lube.
Right.
I'm the best mechanic. No.
Right, like
go get your own shop shit together, and then you'll probably be pretty cool. But
it's but just keep. I would say for me, that's my biggest thing. As much as I want hand and feet tattoos, I'm fine with not having that until I'm at a point where I can have that.
Yeah, like as soon as I've got a job that's like, you want to hand tat? Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'm like, oh, cool.
I mean, and if you're doing like Nick is pretty heavily into computer stuff. I mean, if you're doing computer stuff,
if I'm going to be in a back room just like putting computers together, I doubt they're going to care. I mean, granted, if I'm on the sales floor,
that's different
or whatever. Like,
but still, even then, as long as you're not a Geek Squad dude, computers places are usually.
Yeah, I'm never doing Best Buy or anything like that. No. But like, I'm talking like an actual big company or something like that.
Those places are relatively cool about like.
Back room work, usually they don't care. They're just like, don't do drugs. Don't come in on drugs.
Yeah.
If you do, just do them home.
Yeah.
Come on. And show up for work on time. Just do what you're supposed to. They don't care.
They really don't.
That's why I need that one of those jobs. And I'll just get a throat tattoo that says, fuck you. I work in the back room. I wash dishes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, keep it tasteful. Keep it, because I mean, like, obviously we're all relatively young, and everybody's heard from a parent. Everybody's heard, if not your own, then someone else's parent.
Yeah, you've got some other random.
Some other mom's just like, you're not gonna like that when you're 20 years older.
How are you even gonna make six figures?
Yeah.
Hey, stretch years. Yeah.
Fun, quick story. We're nearing the end of our venture soon, but quick story. I'm at work. Ring a lady up. Comes up to the counter, two ladies. Okay, I'm gonna race code this, but only because one lady was black, one lady was white, and so one of them.
Both. It wasn't just one race.
Just one race. Both of them had said things to me, but the white lady started by saying she was looking at my face, and I was like, she's looking at my ears. I have stretched ears. I'm almost at an inch, and she's looking at my ears, and I'm like, okay. And finally, she's like, you have huge holes in your ears, and I'm like.
I'm seeing, like, that's one of the reasons I'm glad, because I'd be like, no, really?
Yeah.
No, when did that happen?
And I was like, honestly, they're really not that big.
They don't look that big.
They don't look that big.
And he's got, like, nice wooden ones, so they kind of blend in with the
They've got, like, a Lotus Japanese sun thing going on. So, really cool. Anywho, I'm wearing Omerica plugs, which are just decent quality plugs, and you have huge holes in your ears. I'm like, yeah, I do, but that's relative. I don't think they're very big. Argues with me about it. All of a sudden, black lady's like, so what are you trying to prove? What statement are you trying to make? And I'm like, okay, here goes the throwdown. We go back and forth. Long story short, lady comes at me with, I told her, I'm like, honestly, with stretched ears and tattoos, most people don't assume I'm a vandal. I'm a big black guy, and honestly, when they see the plugs, they normally assume that I must belong to some sort of art community before me being a thug or something like that. And she's like, well, I didn't say you were a vandal. I didn't say you were a thug. You could make six figures for all I know. And I was like, cool, yeah. I mean, I hope to make six figures. But she's like, not with those disgusting things in your ears.
Yeah, like gives you the hope, and then was like,
but not with those gross things in your ears. Which, honestly, I don't care who you are. Everyone listening, don't you dare walk into a store and attack somebody behind the counter without them being rude.
What is the point? Like, nobody believes in common courtesy.
No one.
Like, if I'm trying to go somewhere and buy something, yeah, okay, if the guy smells like weed, I'm like, gonna be like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Take a shit. Like, wash your fucking clothes.
Please.
I guess I'm like on a hygiene kick. Like, just don't stink. But it's like, as long as he's not like cracked out of his mind, freaking the fuck out, if he's pissing me off, I'm just gonna try to deal with it.
Don't give people.
But people attack you for no reason sometimes.
And I'm always friendly to these customers. When they came up, I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? Completely ignored me, probably while prepreparing their next attack on my.
They probably saw you, and they're like, all right, let's get ready. How are we doing this? Let's talk. Pretty
strategy. Much. And the thing is, they were both rude people, and they went back and forth. And I finally, at the end of the conversation, was just like, you know what, if you honestly don't think I'll make six figures, that's fine, but I think I will.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys ever get that question, just politely say, do you make six figures?
Yeah.
What's your excuse?
Let's look at your pay stubs.
Let's look at your pay stubs.
Do you have kids? Just start asking weird questions.
Mom?
Do you have kids? How big is your house? Where do you live?
What's your
address?
What's your religious beliefs?
Can I get your zip code? Social security number? Your blood type.
That's all it is.
Are you fertile? Do you make love with your eyes open or closed? That's an important question.
That is.
I don't think a lot of people ask that question enough because I figure like sometimes people are that weird, like kissing, making love. I mean, sometimes you want to pay attention because it's getting crazy. Yeah. But like kissing, like, are you like an open eye kisser? I'm asking Brittany that. Oh, so next episode, we're gonna have one of our friends, Brittany. She was supposed to be original member. She lives like 30 minutes away, and she's going to go to school at the end of the summer. So we're going to have on her a bunch, but we're like next session, I plan on asking her just weird things you probably shouldn't ask girls. So I'm going to ask her things like, do you kiss with your eyes open or closed? Because I've been with a chick that kissed with her eyes open, and I was like, what are you doing?
It's weird.
You're trying to like kill me? It's a creep thing. Like, okay, if you need to open your eyes, maybe get resituated, close them. But if you're just like, just with your eyes open, no! That wasn't a kissing noise, but I'm just saying.
You never know. Some people breathe and kiss like
nuts,
that.
Yeah. Or they don't know how to use the tongue the right way, and you're like, are you tongue fighting me? Or are you licking my lips? I'm confused.
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
But what are tongue fights though? Seriously.
Tongue fights are pretty fun.
They're pretty. It's like
so intense.
Just don't lose, because then it gets weird.
Yeah, because then you look like a bitch. You were kissing and then you lost in the kiss. What happened? Come on.
Oh man.
We're gonna try to be funny. We probably aren't.
I'm sure mostly gonna laugh at each other.
I'm sure there's gonna be one guy out there that's
like, oh my God, they're hilarious.
These guys are the best guys I've ever listened to. And then everybody else is gonna be like, wow, they're kind of preachy about dumb shit. Granted, not all topics are gonna be serious. You know, like I said, next time we're just gonna freak out our third member, which we'll probably do an hour-long one just to make sure we got enough jokes and weird questions. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got about 3 minutes. Let me start by saying thank you for listening to episode 1. Like us on Facebook, like the YouTube page. Keep going from there.
Hashtag Fire Broadside. Twitter.
No Twitter. We're not doing Twitter. We're not doing Tumblr.
Hashtag
listen.
Swagger
Jack. I burp.
Webcam swag.
Webcam swag. I need a better mic.
Broadside swag. Yeah, so we're working off a webcam right now, and
yeah, if anybody's got like, feel free. I will not take it the wrong way. If you're like, well, if you get a certain camera and plug it in and disable the video, because I can't disable the video, and I have to go on like a movie maker software to do a bunch of dumb stuff. But I'm gonna add stills anyway, so it's like. At some point, we'll go to video so you can see our gross, disgusting creep faces while we're talking.
Stop you right there.
No, you're going to let that one finish?
We're going to stop him right there. I'm beautiful. So, I'm not just beautiful, but, like, I'll never be on camera. Have you ever stared at the sun?
Oh, my God. I can't.
Or seen God.
I'm over it.
Yeah. Nick actually
we gotta get the camera going. So
he's got black eyes. He's got no balls left. No eyeballs left.
Dole's eyes.
I'm looking at me.
Soulless eyes. Oh, that was a Jaws reference.
The soulless eyes.
Dole's eyes. That's what he says. Love that guy. Anyways, so now we got about a minute. We're still fine tuning this. We'll finally, cakes aren't made in an hour. Or whatever that expression is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Isn't there like some weird expression that's like something...
Beans don't fry in the kitchen?
No. There's like a weird Beans growing... Don't fry in the kitchen! That's a weird song. No. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, if you guys know like of any good program to use instead of just my Logitech dumb crap, let me know. I won't take it in a bad way. Hey, if there's a topic you want us to tackle... Let us know. If there's a band you want us to review, let us know.
Save the trees.
If there's a game you want us to play, let us know. Like, we're probably going to start doing Let's Plays soon, too. Because sometimes when we're playing, like, Mario or something, our commentary, I cry thinking about it sometimes because it's so funny.
Yeah, we got some funny games.
But anyway, we'll see where we're going. We'll branch up. We'll see how it goes. And until next time, see you later. Have a...
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.